Hi, good evening. Welcome to gardening with peas in a pod.
Bit of a change.
Bit of a change, yeah. We've just changed title. That's all. Just gardening with peas in a pod, just to make it more accessible when people are actually looking for gardening information and that on the internet. Yeah. Because peas in a pod's we're a bit random, just as a name on its own.
Yeah, we were getting quite a few struggling trying to find it, weren't we?
So. Yeah. I mean, I went on and had a look, and there's a lot of gardening channels out there, isn't there, on YouTube. So that's the only reason we've done that. It's no bigger. It's don't mean there'll be any change to content or anything like that. So yeah, we'll be cracking on in a minute. We usually have a minute we're on bench to start with, don't we? Been a good day down here. This week I've mainly been doing dahlias and a bit of lawn care, a bit of grass care, isn't it, Dan?
It's looking a bit like Wimbledon down here.
That rain did it well. We had about a good 4 to 5 days, maybe a little bit more if we rain more or less every day at some point, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's perked stuff up a bit, but now we flip back again other way and stuff's starting to sag again, isn't it? So
it's back out the way it comes when we've gone.
Yeah. A couple of things to tell you about before we get going. Right, we're going to slightly change things. Well, we are and we're not, but I'll explain. What we're going to do with peas in a pod, it's going to be more veg based, isn't it, and fruit. Yeah. So beginning of this month for August, we're going to also set up another channel that's going to be called the Allotment Flower Garden, which basically that'll be dedicated to growing flowers, bulbs, touching on shrubs as well, some Japanese aces and that sort of thing. So we'll be doing that, and what we've decided to do then is we'll do them fortnightly. So you'll have your peas in a pod, we'll do one weekend, alternate weekend, or we'll be the flower garden, yeah. We've worked it because the first episode we'll do, like I said, at the end of August, and then the week after that is like our local show, which we'll be filming and showing at. So then that's freed up for peas in a pod. So yeah, I hope that any of you who've got a bit of an interest in growing flowers and such, you'll subscribe to that when it comes about.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I definitely am. Yeah. It's interesting. There's a lot of how can I word it? There's a lot of different avenues to go, I suppose, with flowers. Where your veg is a seasonal thing, although season's stretching.
Yeah.
But your flowers and different types and your propagation is more or less 12 months a year. So it keeps you ticking over that side of things.
Yeah.
And also there's so many different aspects with like alpines and container growing and all such as that,
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, so that'll be something we're doing. Right, as gardeners, we're always living in future. We're never really in the present day. It's always what comes next. And these have just started coming out now.
That time of year again.
Yeah, catalogues for next year, so they're out and about if you want to be looking at them. I must admit, I'm probably pre-generation of really being computerised and stuff, and I still love on shorter evenings to sit down with one of these, and it's just something about having it outside of looking on the internet. So the catalogues are out, and touching on that, what we'll find and all now is a lot of these home and hardware and garden stores have really reduced this year's stock. I know we've got a local one over the way there, one at Wilco's shops, and they've been doing the seeds at like from 25p now, which some of them it's like 75% reduction. So you've got one of them types of stores close to you.
Yeah, it's worth
having a look. Yeah, I picked a rake up what should have been $19.99 for £7 last week, so it helps. It saves a penny or two, doesn't it?
You're right. On profit on that, then.
Yeah. And if you think, well, them seeds are out of date at the end of this year, it doesn't matter that they're in sealed packets, as long as you keep them that way. A tip is though, if you're on an allotment, don't keep them down allotment, don't put them in your greenhouse so it's going to get too hot, don't leave them in shed over winter where it could get damp, put them in a cardboard box or a shoe box or a drawer at home, they'll be perfectly fine there. Yeah, anything to say, Dan?
No.
How about sunflower competition?
Yeah, so we've got sunflower competition, which we started up when we first started page up. That's now coming to an end now, so we've asked for all entries to be in by 8th, which is on Monday this month, August. And then we'll be revealing the winner on the next episode, which will be next Saturday. And then we'll take it from there to give them
the prize. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, and thanks to all them who have entered that as well. Yeah, to say we haven't been going very long at all when we set it up. It hasn't been a bad response, you know. So
no, it's been
it's something we'll probably look at again next year, maybe in a different format or whatever. Or we shall see. Have we to crack on then, my old pal?
Yeah, let's make a start, shall we?
Yeah, we can do.
Excellent. See you in a bit.
Right, so hello, welcome to Gardening with Peas in a Pod. Today's episode, what we're going to do is basically one of those days where you come down to allotment and you're coming down, you're going to do some jobs, but you're not too sure what, and there's a bit of a chill, and I just want to show you sort of how I work my processes out, and you'll be surprised. You know that them days when you think, well, I haven't really got much to do.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do that. So the first thing I always do now, because I have an habit of putting things down and spending most of my time on allotment looking for them, is things I know that I pretty much need as I'm walking around doing my stuff. I'll shove in a 2 litre pot. So I've got my trowel, I've got my secateurs, scissors and the old string. Right. So I've just come down, I've had my coffee, I've done my chatting, I'm sat on bench. Right, I'm going to do something. What's the first thing I do? Well, I look round. And straight away, without leaving this bench, I can see 4 jobs to do. So if I look to my right, on that bed there, straight away I can see penstemons that won't get headed. So I grab my secateurs. If I don't deadhead them, they'll stop flowering. They've accompanied what they wanted to do. They've set seed. That's the purpose. If I stop that seed setting by taking them flower heads off, they'll have to produce more flowers, and that's how you'll get a succession of flowers. And in front of me, there's some collies what I've planted. As I'm sat on bench again, I can see. I'll bring camera in down. They're in need of a drop of water. Yep, so that's another. I won't do that now, watering. I'll do it off camera. That's another job. And also, this bed's been manured in winter. This had onions in previously to cabbage. There's some grass starting to come through, so I need to get in there, get them watered, pull that bit of grass out. So that's 2 jobs I've spotted while I've been up bench. I've got one of them done. The other jobs I spotted as well, just we sat on bench, was the container there with the petunias in, and both the hanging baskets won't get heading. That become apparent. Now, these are jobs with plants like this, especially these annuals. We think, well, why didn't you do it yesterday? They were fine yesterday. You know, the flowers go over that quick. That's why you're perpetually deadheading with them.
Yeah.
So what I'll do now is we'll just walk down the beds. I'll just using my eyes, because that's the main thing you've got in gardening. We'll see what we can see and what wants doing. And I'll take my big 35 litre bucket so I'll get any weeds out. I'm not chucking them on path or on. Right, so buddleia. That's been deadheaded 3 times now. And set again, looking, using your observation straight away. Now, like I say, this is the 3rd time I've done this. If I hadn't have done it, it won't be in flower now. It would have set seed and it'll just be foliage. Oh yeah, we'll not do all that a minute because that'd be as half an hour up. But again, yeah, and like I said, if I don't do that, we'll stop flowering, and as you can see, they're really beneficial to bees. Oh well, we're here, Dan. One of our exhibition leeks, our blanch leeks, what we do with these is we put them back to grass, and you can also get seed off them. And we've got some what have gone to grass. This one we've left some seed on, so I want to try some seedlings from this leek. So if it had been left in tunnel, there's not much going to get in to pollinate it and for it to produce seed. And I've got all these lovely buddleias here, what are covered with butterflies and bees during the day. Makes sense, stick that right in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Bees have been on this all week now. And then we've got it's thrown up this little king pod here, and that's what we mean with grasses, they're what we're after. And we'll root them and grow them on. So they're basically baby leeks. Yep, as I speak, there's a bee round here now.
Loads of bees.
Hey, and we've only gone, like I said, this is one of them days I've come down, not with intentions of like, you know, digging it all over or reseeding everything, just to have a day on allotments. We haven't gone 2 foot, I've got another job. So my gladdies have gone. So I've always got my secateurs, my scissors. I'll have them off. Right, I'm looking for a fresh head. No, they're a bit painful, these secateurs on the clip. Where are we? We'll keep that like that. They don't all flower at the same time, so you don't need 500 canes in them. You can just sort of chase them round. Let's get this of its flower head without damaging it. And we have to stake here because we are that exposed that these would just be beyond date. One more. We'll leave that then. There's a bit of flower left. It's a long time waiting for him to flower, so no point cutting him off premature, is there?
No.
That's it, another job done. Right, I'm walking past tomatoes. Have a quick look, we've got some tomatoes coming on. A bunch there. It's getting to that time of year now, we want these to ripen. We're not bothered about foliage. I'll have them leaves off, let sun get to them. And I'll check for any side shoot growth while I'm here. Such as, in fact, what we'll do now, Dan, we'll stop these.
Yeah.
We're just taking tips out now, so more energy will go into ripening them tomatoes what's on. These were cuttings for what, it's £20 bed.
Yeah. What variety were these? Can you remember?
Savans. They're from Keith up Whitley Bay, is it?
Yeah. Nice size, doing well then.
Yep, spot on. Don't think there's anything else really to do in this bed. Oh, if there are a lot of dead foliage on these beetroot and that, I'd just take them off. They're setting nice, they'll be coming out soon in £20 bed. Celeriac, that's starting to swell up a bit. So. Cormlets. It's weed free, that pretty much. It's okay, there's not a lot to worry about there. Anything that are really dead brown leaf, I'll just take it off. Not bothered if they don't flower, it's to build that bulb up underneath, you know, so. Yeah, they're getting there, they're starting to thicken up to what they were when I planted them when they were minute. So keep going down, also keep having a look at my paths, if there's any really big weeds in. You can see one there, and it's plantain. I don't want that in my grass, so I use my scissors. It's like a little trowel. That's it, got it. Really don't want that because the flower under height that my mower cuts to.
Yeah.
So they spread and they just take my lawn over. I could spray, but we don't do that, do we?
No.
As I'm going past my dahlias, again, as I mentioned when we did the dahlia one, I take the side, when this flower was down here, take them side shoots off so this comes up on a singular stem. Keep it flowering. Just checking I haven't missed any, or it's not producing. There's one here, look, I haven't done. So that's him. Off he comes. Off he comes. And then as it establishes and starts growing, I'll start supporting it with canes.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Quickly Dan, I'll show you why. Because if you don't, you get some lovely blooms. This is a smashing dahlia. Look where it's flowering.
That's right in centre, that.
Yeah. So it's got covered with growth. I noticed it were doing that. So I've come along, I've removed some of them, so you can see that flower's going to open in the open.
Yeah.
Open in the open.
Open in the open, not in the bush.
Yeah. That's them off. I've got a couple of side shoots on. So yeah, so we're just looking and checking, and all we're doing is having a walk round. Another thing there, we get winds up here. It's just distorted them canes a bit, so just straighten them up. One here. That's him. See if you're gonna get in on this, meow. You can see there, that's just to support that flower again.
Yeah.
I used to use a single cane, I found it weren't working, so I've double P canes up now. So you see there what we're after. Canora Valentine. Bangers.
Absolutely stunning then.
Same again, just go through out beds. This is a medium sized decorative. This one is Hillcrest Kismet. And again. We're a bit late this budding these, so I missed some, and that's why I've got that curvature there. But what I will do is just add a cane to that like I've done there, and it'll bring it back.
Patch it back up.
Square it up. Oh, there again, look. It's like deadheading. You think you've got them all, or weeding, and there's always something, you've one or two you've missed. So it's a 5-minute walk round. Right. Let me have a look. Yeah. What I'll do, I've took the first 2 sets of buds out there. Yeah. I'm going to risk it that my timing's right for 4 weeks and take them second 2 pair out. So basically that flower's on its own now. So that's the one I've got to go to Rotherham with. Them 2 more advanced there. You can see them, Dan.
Yeah. Just getting on them.
Yep. So I'm going to leave them 2 as a backup. Yeah. Because it's usually 3 of each variety you're after in a pot. So, yeah. And that's what I do as I'm walking past here, and that's what I do my dahlias. Moving on. All again, it's that looking, just making sure there's no problems. You're looking over the foliage, you know, looking for holes or aphid on everything, black fly. Chrysanthemums now, these are starting to come on now. These are 3-4 week, these will be in bloom. So they're staked, tied in. They had a small amount of pruning, not a lot. Bit of fat end there, we'll have that out then. So it's all these little jobs, but this is, instead of having one massive job,
Yeah.
you just do these little bits as you go round, it keeps you on top of it. The beans, excuse me. Right, I've got 3 beans here, what we're growing for the longest bean. We're having problems, or a lot of people have been having problems with bean setting this year because of weather. Plenty of water. What I've done, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we've given it a try. I've got loads of comfrey. Comfrey's high in potash, high in potassium.
Yeah.
So I've been mulching it with comfrey and watering over it, and I've got beans setting now. Also, when you're growing them, let's see if I can find some. There, that's a prime example done. Let me get here so you can see this here.
Yeah.
This lateral growth, have that off, we don't need it. Balance like the grapes, fruits, more or less everything. Stopping the dahlias, balance your foliage with your flowers and your fruits, you do a lot better.
That's another one, isn't it?
Again, that's another one. So I'll just see with that bit of sun there. So that's kept on, say again, 2 minutes, but kept on top of that now. That one there as well. Yep. Got an apple there, that's a windfall, get that off, don't want it attracting any bugs. Quick glance over at roses, they're looking fine, a bit of deadhead in there. Again, it's more all deadheading than anything at the moment, like. Yep. Harry Wheatcroft, that one. Lovely rose. They're only in the first year, so they've got time to. Well, I'm doing roses. Bit of side growth on apple. Love that off. Practice steady using the scissors. I told you about losing stuff, you know.
Lost them already.
Secretaries have gone. I'll find them on my way back up. on here. Step over apples look a bit of growth here, I don't want them. Take it back 2 sets of leaves, damaged leaf here. So if I go try with this last year I was reading about, and it sounds very interesting. Especially where I've got these here, I'll be able to do it, growing garlic at side of them.
Yeah.
It's supposed to keep a lot of codling moth and things like that away.
Ooh,
so
it's an interesting one.
Yep, for the price of a few cloves of garlic to plant, we'll have a go. Parliament grapes, never stop growing these. Again, excessive foliage, we'll whip it off. That could obscure some tip berries to grapes, they can come off. Some dahlias, what are just more or less, well, they're not self sets, they're just what I've kept. Deadheading again, I'll come back to that one, there's a lot of that needs deadheading. Get them took off. That Chrysia end there, that looks like it might have got a slight bit of aphid damage, so that'll need a spray. Or looking at. Just observation all the time, as you're going round.
Yeah.
Getting a bit thick with foliage here, so we'll thin some of that out.
They're coming on well, these grapes as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're starting to ripen and all, because you'll see a slightly different colourage. There's like a blue coming into it. Colourage? That's a good word, isn't it?
Colourage.
Right, walk on down here. Just walking on down here, this herbaceous border. Something that's always changing. Going to alter this year. That budley, I love it when it's in flower for attracting bees and that, but they've got them dwarf budleys now, so I don't need that. What I found is, when it's in its full growth, I've hacked it back, it's swamping things. I had a lovely Elenium in here, and I had a Rudbeckia, and it basically, like a light game to them, killed them off. So budley's getting cut back, and that's coming out in winter, so that's getting changed. That iris now, this flag iris, is really, I mean, that were like that big 2 years ago when I put it in. That's spreading out. That's a white flowering delphinium at the back, so that's coming out of there, so that's going to get that's going to get swamped and covered up, so we'll move that about. These hollyhocks, that's a cell set one in there, they're too big, they're coming out, so they can go. Bit of weeding in here, Dan. Yep, so I'll get on top of that. Again, another hollyhock there, what's self set. Jacob's ladder here, variegated. I split that, I wanted some more plants out of it. I split it, then we decided to have a 40-degree heat wave, and that's what's left of it. So, but I've got loads of it now because I've split it. Phlox, that one's cutting back, I've done the white one. That one does, and a disaster in this bed, Dan. Planted to go across this fence, it was like you kind of step over. This discovery apple, but you might have to get right in on that. I've tried to bend them too far down, split into it. You can see I put some wound seal straight on, but
yeah.
It don't look now like it's...
No, it's looking a bit...
Yeah, so I'm afraid that is going to go as well. This Lobelia cordifolia where I put in, love that. Having more of that in next year.
Yeah.
Gonna have a good clump of that indefinitely. The canvas on end, that's just looking stunning.
Does look well.
Yeah, bears breeches. That is the mollis, which doesn't spread. There's another one, a Canthus spinosa, which can be a bit rough.
Yeah.
Right, so I'll take Maras. Put sand under now, so we try and get a nice shape to them. They're coming on, we were late this year, we might get there, we might not, we haven't got long. Now, I only did this 3 days ago, so you can see the rate it's growing. All this lateral growth here, I want it off. I don't want loads and loads of green on this, I want that energy and all the water it's getting to go into them marrows. It's mid-August now, it's no point in feeding all this green. I need it to be putting it in there. So that's off. That done. So this strawberry what's supposed to out this year as well. That'll be coming out because there's some more roses going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, potatoes to lift. Definitely a to-do job in the next couple of days because there'll be wallflowers going in this bed. I put my hand in, pulled one out of a day, and it's only one tater but it were bit.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that hasn't worked against slugs, but we have got a lot of a big slug population around here with soil and whatnot, so it's a quick job I missed on marrows. Been that kind of summer week, been warm and wet and humidity, so let's get mildew spores on. So at morning I'm down early, pick some blue top milk up, give them a spray. The worst of them, such as that, I'll take off. But I know for a fact if I spray that now with blue top, I'll get on top of it. So I'm not over concerned, just make sure I do it. Been lifted potatoes, that's a bucket that's about 3 weeks old now. That were, as I emptied some rocket out, I stuck 3 back in. Yeah, we'll have a quick check on his cabbages, Dan.
On the old cabbage.
These got 40 litres yesterday of water on sepos. Yep, getting ready for a weed, odd weed in there. Yeah, I think we'll be alright with them in a month.
They're looking good though. It has, that's a brilliant one that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close one.
Yeah. The only worry with this one is, you see it's at an angle.
Yeah, it's going to...
I'm collared.
Yeah.
They have, with weight of them, they go like that, and this ends the roots and they start uplifting themselves.
Yeah. You see, that's where mine grow different to yours as well, because I don't get that sort of tilting, but obviously I don't use collars as well, so it's kind of weird. It's
maybe you're firming yours in better than I am.
Might be just soil. It's
maybe I'm not giving them enough of that when I put them in though.
I'm
This
a
path's patchy. It's stopping patchy till we get some rain. I don't now put grass seed on, it's a waste of money because it's bone dry and grass seed will just sit there till you get some moisture. Pumpkins, yeah, again late, can't see me doing out with them but I'll keep going. Same thing as marrows, any side growth, get it off. Trenching them again all the way along. Penstemons, we started doing a penstemon collection. About 16 varieties now. Eventually I'll have all this area filled with different penstemons and they'll all be labelled up and what have you, and away we go. Love this one, penstemon with a red leaf. Acker's red. Yep. And what I'm looking to do is 3 of the same variety in every clump, so it looks more natural. And underplanted with Narcissus cheerfulness, which is the scented daffodil, which you get in white and yellow, so we'll have a mixture of them. That celery needs watering. That probably looks really dramatic.
It has really dropped today, that.
Yeah, but it can go like that in an hour, celery.
Yeah.
Kind of water, that'll be like that at back. 15 onions. Easy way for drying them. 4 bamboo canes, tie wraps. Bit of wire netting. Now the trick I do with these is every day, how that onion is, I put my thumb and my fingers there and I do that. So my thumb's facing me and I turn it so my thumb's away. And I know that they're getting dried. There's not going to be any lighter patches and darker patches, they're going to be uniform. Takes 2 minutes. And they're the £20 bed onions done drying.
They're great, them.
Yep. I'm having some of them.
They are, they're tasteful, them.
With salad. Have you tried them?
I have,
They're alright?
Yeah, they're good.
Good. Yeah, I'm going to try them with salad tomorrow then. Give them a whirl. going back up here now. Little woodland garden. This was very early days. We just started planting this. Oh, look at this Penstemon Laura. It's going over now, but it doesn't matter. We'll have some of this off while we're here. I think it's absolute banger.
It is nice, that. So the scent down here, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Whether it's coming from the baskets or...
It could be.
It could be, yeah. It does smell a bit petroleum.
It could be alstroemeres and that as well. Again, salvias. These have gone over the top, flowering, and they're looking really scraggy. So I've offed them, the print growth back on there. Straight away, they're responding to that pruning. They're growing back. That area, I know that needs work. That's a winter project now. Getting some more peonies in. There'll still be probably some ferns and stuff coming into there. Tomatoes in there, they're fine, not worried about them now. They get the water when I remember, really. That's a plant not to be without. Agastacia. Simple, cheap enough from seed.
Yeah.
Like that King's catalogue, what's down there today, it's 5p for seed. Bees absolutely love it. It's Hyssop, an herb, HY-SSOP. But honestly, if you do grow Elsum seed next year, grow that. Lovely plant. And another tip with that is, which you get with quite a few plants, its first flushy flowering took too much.
Yeah.
When I deadheaded it, these have been stunning. They've been a lot better. These panicle type flowers, as we call them. Bees love panicle type flowers, like that. Same as buddleias.
Yeah.
That type of flower. They absolutely love them type of flowers. And about buddleias, Dan, just something I saw on way in. I say you're always looking, you're always on it. It's like I could be in cloud 9 when I'm on that path. Once I open this gate, switch on. Look at this buddleia, candy floss pink, absolute beauty. I want this as an edge to run from my gate all the way around to where Danny's, although you can't see where Danny's, and round there. And as I walked in, I thought, look at cuttings on there. So it's like rude not to, isn't it?
It's definitely rude not to.
It is. At $9.99 a plant, like.
Well, it's,
No,
it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it might have flowered again, it might not. I'm not really fussed now. That's not the point of it this year. Right, so we'll bang them in, Dan. Pot. Buddleias grow anywhere, they'll grow through concrete, you don't have to be fussy with. Here to tap. Oh, I've turned my onions off today, no, that's disconnected.
Oh, not water.
Yeah. So they've got what waters in them tanks, and also stuck some comfrey leaves in.
Just give him a little bit of a fade.
See if it'll give him a bit of phosphate. Comfrey is a great plant for adding nutrients because it roots so deep in your soil, it brings all them little trace minerals up.
Yeah.
And potassium and stuff what a lot of plants don't. The more shallow rooted plants. So you can see I'm putting a lot of effort into this. The buddleias.
A lot of thinking.
Now what I'll do with these is it's August, it's still touching 80 in here. They're alright them Penstemons. I won't leave these in here. These will go outside and sit on that bit of bench around here, Dan. Potted these up today, pot mums. Yeah, I've got a few. A tray from nursery, pot mums popcorn. 2 to a pot with these 2 litres and then 1 to single 7cm pots.
Yeah.
Plenty of water, bring them on. There's some for sale on his open day later on in month. There's some for stock and there's some that will get planted out.
Yes.
So, yeah. This little bench around here, Dan, this is where a lot of my cuttings and potted up stuff first goes. Because it's nice and cool. Got some ceanothus there rooting now. Them buddleias are coming on. How can I tell they're rooting? I'm not going to lay them out of pot because I told you about that ages ago. When it's time to pot them on, you tap pot out. But you can see the new growth coming in centres.
Yeah.
They're all that candy floss pink from up there. They're basically making an edge with. Oh, and that the variegated Jacob's ladder what I destroyed. We've got all them off it. So we're all right.
There, isn't there?
Yeah. Put that down. Yeah. There was one other thing. What I would check as soon as I come on at the moment. It's a mess in here, so ignore that. So I've just been lifting some onions. Seedlings just been potted up. Savoy Resolution. It's a newish one, a newish Savoy cabbage. And then we've done these, or I've done these wallflowers today. So not so much now, but in the morning I'd just check that these were still plenty wet enough and they hadn't dried out. Like that one there didn't look as wet as the others. So I'll go in there and stop there till morning. It's like you make notes to yourself as you're walking round, and for some reason with gardening you don't forget them.
Yeah.
It's like just now I've walked out of there. I'm not doing it now, so I've got my gloves on. Two dirty nettles there. But I know like with gardening I won't forget that.
Yeah.
When I come in the morning, they'll be out.
Yeah.
That's it. Look, it's a bit of a manic walk round and I think that's how you do it. It's that getting to that style of thinking. You know, all we've done is have a walk round. I've done 7 or 8 jobs here, haven't I?
That's it.
To finish with, just show them this now. Look at this lovely penstemon. Penstemon Firebird.
That's nice, isn't it?
It's a nice one, isn't it?
It is.
That's going to come on. That's getting propagated.
So I think you're only about 240 off of it full
That's
collection.
A different species.
Yeah.
And there's all cultivars about 30,000. If you came one a week.
Well, some be there.
So yeah, I hope you've just picked some up. Just like I say, it's them. You don't have to make allotments and gardens a mountain. Even at home, when you're having a walk around that garden, slip your secateurs or your knife, whatever, in your little trowel. It's amazing what you do.
Yeah.
And you don't even realise you've done it.
That's it.
Good, Dan.
We're good.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.